thank you so much for taking time for me today. I'm super excited that we have a great reason to have you in on an interview. And I hope for the viewers that may be watching, I can say that we've recorded a change in your body composition of over 75 pounds. So I wanted to celebrate that with you today. And a lot of my coaches, when we have things to celebrate on online, we do snaps, right? So we'll use that to celebrate you today. And it was really important for me to catch you now, not only because I believe you deserve this recognition for making this transformation, but also it's kind of might be fresh. And I believe that we can provide some inspiration and some tangible suggestions that people watching could use to improve their results too. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
I suppose now is a great time to, I mentioned 75 pounds of a shift in your body composition. And that also comes with 35.75 inches. I've never seen, we've seen people lose, 50, 60, 70 pounds, but it's never really came with this many inches. And that also comes with 14.25% body fat change. So that those are some amazing numbers. And what's more amazing, so snaps for all that. And so what's more amazing is that it's really come through the past 6 months, I'd say. We've seen, particularly these last few months, have been really good, but we've seen a consistent pattern of actually losing 30 pounds of fat in these past 6 months. Like I said, more so over the past 3 months, and 25 inches. So we've been working together for a long time, but to see these happen in such a short amount of time, I knew that something had to be up, and that maybe you have something that you could share for anybody watching us today.
Well, thank you for working with me and sharing those stats, because it's crazy for me to believe as well. I know in the past few months, I think it was more so of a mindset shift.
Okay.
Where I got to the point where I started adjusting so many elements of life as far as trying to find balance. I've been on a kind of balance quest, and that included my eating and my exercise. And so with your guidance, I was able to find more of a formula versus just pulling things off of the exercise shelf and going at it. So I think it was that, just trying to find that balance and shifting my mindset and getting to the point where I'm not my own worst enemy and telling myself I can't do it. And I'm now saying, you can do something, get up and do something. And I think that's been the biggest shift.
Well, I can say that we've been working together now since April 2019. So that means quite a few things. Not only does it mean that that was actually a time where we were working in person together, but it also means that you stuck with me through COVID and through my whole transition of working virtually with people. And so I really appreciate your trust and sticking with me through all this time. If I can go back to when you first started, was there something that, did you feel any struggle getting started? Did you have any doubts or anything like that?
Definitely. I had a friend who encouraged me to do this for a couple of years. And I actually had been working out at the gym and even with personal trainers over the course of maybe 2 or 3 years before I started with you. Okay. And I had some success, but what scared me about coming to your studio, honestly, was that it was group work. I had never done anything other than classes like Zumba or something in a group. Okay. I had not done personal training. And I was really apprehensive because I thought everybody in here can do everything except me. And so that was my biggest struggle, was not being afraid to try in front of other people. And I think what made me stick with you was the fact that you encouraged everybody, no matter where we were. And in that group setting, I didn't feel like I was alone. Like you focused on all of us when we needed that. And that was surprising to me, because like, how is he going to pull this off when we're all at these different levels? And I'm standing here like, oh my gosh, I feel like a blimp next to these people who are leaping all over the place. But you never made me feel like I couldn't do it. You always had, those modifications, and it was just an encouraging environment. And that's what helped me get through that initial struggle, because the group personal training thing scared me big time.
Yeah, we do still have, just for anybody who might not know, we do still have our group sessions at certain times. We have currently 5:30, 7:30, and 8:30 a.m. where we go on live, and I'm actually coaching people throughout the week, Monday through Friday. Since you've worked with me in person, and now we've gone into a virtual setting where I'm coaching you from sometimes very far away. How do you feel that experience is? As far as the coaching experience?
It still feels the same to me, because you are looking at us. And sometimes it almost feels like I have to do even more. Because I know you can see all of us on the screen at the same time, versus in person, you might have had your head turned, looking at somebody else and oh, I can rest right now. And I don't feel like I get that chance anymore. So that actually pushes me more. So I'm doing it virtually may be part of that catalyst or that change, in that I know that I'm always in your line of sight. And that terrifies me to the point where not in a bad way, but in a motivating way to say, okay, he's watching you, keep moving.
Good. And I think that's important. I want to, and I did in our group settings and our live group settings, I did purposely turn away sometimes just to give people time. So that was true. On the workouts in now, we do our workouts in 30 minutes, and I want to make sure that we get the most out of it. So I'm maybe a little bit more focused on everyone. And form has always been my very important to me. I'll say it that way. And that's something that I know since we've been working together. Your form is always spot on. So you've had a great coach, I could say that.
Yeah, I've learned a lot.
Do you feel that, now this is more of a personal question, just to see, I know that when we first went online, it was very new to me, to everybody. I wasn't too familiar with the software, I wasn't familiar with anything. And those first sessions may have been, I don't know how they were. I still gave my best, but do you feel like we've made a nice transition now after a couple of years of doing this?
I think so. Yeah, everything seems to go really smoothly. You keep us, you make us aware of what the workout week will be. And I know for some people that may not be a big deal, but for me, it makes a difference that I know that Sunday before what we're going to do that entire week. Because if I don't have a schedule, my life is weird. So it really does kind of let me map out my week, and it goes along with everything else I'm trying to map out, like my meal planning, etc. So I think those kind of things have progressed over the 2 years when we've been doing the virtual training. And I think the sessions are going more smoothly now that we're all kind of getting used to virtual world. Yeah.
That makes a big difference. No, I don't think too many people were doing Zoom meetings or trainings before all this. So it was definitely new to everyone. I wanted to ask, is there anything particular that you're working on to achieve, like in your near future? Is there anything? So we've already done this. and I wasn't actually familiar with your goal then. I feel like I'm very invested now. I want to take that momentum that you have and I want to give it a little bit of structure and guidance. So is there anything looking forward, like let's say in the next 3 to 6 months that you are working to achieve?
I am working to get that consistency with my workouts and my meals. And so the different things that you've implemented as far as sharing the recipes, the different meal plans, etc., are I'm putting those kind of in a little
Uh-huh.
bank and shifting them to get to a goal of seeing me getting more of the pounds off, along with the inches. And I think that comes with the consistency of my food. So
Mhm.
that's really what I'm looking at, is getting my food regimen aligned to where I can see the pounds move.
Good.
And
And I can, just throw something in there, since you mentioned it. In these past few months, we've had a 21-day challenge and a keto challenge, a 28-day keto challenge. It was also a 21-day. I think that's all we've had in these past few months is 2 21 days. We've done many others in the past, and you do take advantage of these. How would you describe someone who does not know what these challenges are that we offer? How would you describe them, or say that they might benefit from something like these?
I love the setup of the challenges because before the challenge starts, you give us a lot of time to kind of understand what the challenge will be, and to see if it'll fit for us. And then once we agree to the challenge, I love the organization of the challenges, with
Mhm.
the meal plans being there each week, with us getting our shopping list.
Mhm.
That's huge, because some of the ingredients are new to me. So just to have that tangible document of, hey, this is what you're going to the store to get. You'll even tell us, hey, you can find these things here, you can find these things there, try this. That's really wonderful. The other thing, one of the other things, there's so many that I really appreciate, are the daily emails that we receive
Mhm.
that are encouraging. Um, and a lot of times, even in the Facebook groups, you will put things there for us to think about or to expound upon. All of those little pieces, I think, those components are what make the challenges appealing to me. Um, of course, we have the workouts for the 5 days of the week, but workouts, meal plan, the organization of it all, um, is much different than just going online and finding some random thing and say, I'm going to follow this for 21 days. And then I guess ultimately we have the interaction with you. So it's not just us trying to do it on our own from something we've read. We can literally ask you a question. Hey, this did not work
Mhm.
for me today. What can I adjust? What can I
Mhm.
do? And all of those elements and the challenges have really made me want to continue
Yeah.
to do them.
I really enjoy them just as a time of focus. If
Mhm.
we can get into a habit of ups and downs, and that's okay. When we're doing our normal everyday workouts, we don't always have to have a goal. I think that sometimes that can put stress on us, right? And so I don't always need to have a goal, as long as we're moving in the right direction. But sometimes these challenges give us a little bit of focus. Like we can say, okay, 21 days, 4 weeks, 6 weeks of a challenge, and that's plenty of time to lose 10, 15, 20 pounds. And if we can kind of keep that going afterwards, we can just build on those, versus I think a lot of times people might get on a challenge like this. If they do come on board and take advantage of all the services, they may believe that they can just do it afterwards. Or maybe a client sticks with us for 3 to 6 months, and then they feel, oh, I can do this now. And we know that that doesn't always work as well. And I think that you staying with us for as long, I haven't counted out the years and months yet, but since 2019, you've been with me so long, you've not gotten in or fallen into that trap of thinking, okay, I can do this now. I don't need to continue. Was that something, or did that happen and you kind of talked yourself back into it, or?
Once I got started with you, I just kind of kept going. In the past, that did happen, where I had worked with other trainers and it went well. So I was like, oh, sometimes it was like the trainer would leave the gym or whatever, but at other cases it was, oh, I can do this. I have it all written down in my book. And I never even go to the gym anymore. You know, it was like, I was like, you're not doing anything. So I knew that for my personality, I needed to find a way to stick with your guidance. And there were times where I was like, oh, you know, you can, no, you can't. You've been trying to do this on your own for decades and it's not working. So I don't think since I've worked with you that I've had that thought of, you can do this. No, I know I need the guidance to reach my goals.
You know that a lot of clients always said that they were surprised to see that they were active now for a year, for 2 years, you know, that they have never done something like that, never been so consistent with their workouts and diet and all that. So I'm always happy when you know, somebody, well, not only do I like working with people, so I'm happy that they stay along, but to see that consistency come through. Let me see. Is there, I think we've talked about mostly, we've celebrated you and we've talked about your experience now with me. Is there anything else that you can think of as we bring this to a close?
I did think about, you know, for people who are maybe thinking of starting or just starting, we talked about how I felt at the beginning. I think that was a big thing, was understanding that in your program, the encouragement is there. Because I think there's so many of us who, you have been fighting this battle for years, and you look for assistance in a way that you feel is genuine. And I get that from you. You can really tell that your heart is in it. And that's what I think has made the biggest difference. Everybody's committed to something, but you're committed to the whole. And that's different. And in coming to you, we can find what we need all in one place versus trying to put all those pieces in there ourselves. So honestly, I mean, it's just coming to me, but I really think that's the biggest difference, is that every element of it is there because you can tell that you care and you have that heart for seeing people improve. And when we don't want to improve ourselves anymore, your encouragement, even today, this morning when we did the cardio workout and I told you I didn't want to do my walk and you were like, but it's part of your routine, go for it. That one sentence made me not take off my sneakers and actually made me go outside and do the walk. So that connection, I think, that you make with us, you know, from little things like knowing, you know, we have a pet here or something, that connection there and that genuine heart that you bring to what we do is a big piece. And I think that's what makes those of us who really know we need this stick with it. So thank you for that.
I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. Well, thank you, Carla. I think that we've covered everything. I'm so glad that we were able to hop online for this today. I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning for a workout.
Tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you again, Carla. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. Bye.